This is a follow-up to the talk, really a replacement, because you probably wouldn't do it the way I did. That was really, the previous talk was really about how to use the hooks available in Docker Hub so you could do automated Docker image deployments and customize those to add extra tags based on the standard default build template. So the default build template is when the master branch gets a change, we're going to publish latest. What I'd like to do though, and so I kind of had a way to make that work. What I'd like to do instead though really is whenever a tag with a certain pattern is created or pushed to a Git repo, I would like a new image built and that image built and pushed to Docker Hub with that tag. And so I'm going to come down here and we're going to look at this. All right, so if we pull this up, the way this is going to work is you make a change on Git. In this case, I'm making a change in master. And then we're going to tag that. We're going to add a tag to it that meets our semantic versioning number.number, not number. I didn't heavily enforce that here, so it could be number.number. The build automation is going to see that tag and initiate a build. And then what it's going to do is it's going to build that image and tag the image with the detected, not gag, but tag. We'll see how many people notice that. And in my case, I actually did an optional custom build that added additional tags and set some global variables so that my build would work. So a lot of times in my case, I need a custom build.sh for this, and I'll show you that. And then what will happen is that custom build will actually run. So it was triggered by the tag change, the build will run, and it will be built with a certain Docker tag, and then the normal build Docker automation will publish just that tag, right? So if we look here, I have this definition. This is actually a Kafka server derivative that has a Jalokia plugin in it. And whenever anybody pushes a tag out, we're going to do a build and we're going to put it out there. So if we look at this, we can see that there's a 5.5.1 version, and that 5.5.1 version actually was because I tagged it in the Git repo, right? So if we go out and we looked at this, if I were to look at this image, you can see, nope, you can't. You know what? It doesn't matter. We're going to skip it. Yeah, should have practiced that. Okay. So in this case, it just did a 5.5.1, and that's because in my Git repo, I had a 5.5.1. We can go out here to the code and we can see that we have a single tag, right? 5.5.1. And as soon as I did that, I got a new image built. Okay. And so the important part here, and this is kind of hard to read, but basically what you do is you just do a git tag, and you're going to have to give a commit message, and you do a push. When that gets pushed up to origin on GitHub, it'll actually do the right thing. Now, if it turns out you don't like the version you've got out there and you need to make a later version have that tag, you can actually do that too. You can actually force that tag onto where you are now, and then you can push that up, and it will actually cause the build on the image build out on Docker Hub to run again. Probably the only other thing that's of interest here is if we go back to the code. In my case, I still use the hooks directory here, and that's because I wanted to pass some build arguments in. So I'm able to just use the standard build.sh I did with some build arguments to get my Docker container image to be built correctly, and I tag it when I have a tree the way I want, and Docker Hub will go and build that and deploy it with the tag for me. And that's it. I hope that's helpful.